Uh, the conversation with Tim's super interesting to me, DB, because like I do think this is a place where your coaching perspective can really change the sort of dynamic of how we view like personnel and players and what people are wanting to do, right? Because I mean, I was kind of like Tim, where I'm sitting here and I go, okay, do I like Heinrich Haarberg more than I like Isaiah Hunter or Jacory Barney? Or do I like Carter Nelson more than I like, you know, Keelan Smith or Cortez Mills? And that's not really the right question, right? It's what do we think we can be the best at? Who are the players that give us the best opportunity to be best at that?
Yeah, that's how you have to look at it. It's like, I mean, Lance asked me, Bulk Dog, he says, well, who's your third wide receiver? You don't really look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who are my X's and my Z's? My
Mm-hmm.
X's and my Z's right now are Hunter, Key, Clark. Who else plays outside the numbers?
Does Keelan play outside?
Yeah, Keelan Smith.
Yeah.
Like those are your outside the numbers
Right.
guys. Guys that are working in the slot are your Jacory,
Barney,
your Barney types.
Mills.
It was a little bit bigger guy. So it's not necessarily who's my third wide receiver. It's like for the Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
right? T. Higgins and Chase, who was making a living working in the slot during that time? Guys like Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would Boyd be as good outside the
You move him out
numbers?
to an X.
Would Edelman be as good if you moved him outside the numbers? Is Stokely as good if you moved him outside the numbers? Is Moss as good if you put him in the slot?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not necessarily who's wide receiver one, wide receiver two, wide receiver three. In that context, it's we know Barney's got to be in your top two pass catchers, but if I'm in 21 personnel, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
in two backs, one tight end, is Barney on the field? And if he is, where?
Yeah.
You put him outside the numbers? You I'm
Maybe.
not. So
Maybe.
hear my heart. I'm not saying you can or can't. I'm not
You're
saying
just
he's
asking the
not. I'm
question.
asking the question philosophically.
Because if we think he's best inside the numbers, is he good enough outside the numbers to justify that being the
Perimeter run game. Are we still playing to his strengths?
yeah.
Is he still the over, the mesh, the crosser, the sail guy?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he become kind of the slant, comeback, vertical
Right.
guy?
Yeah.
Right. So those are all things
You have to think
that
about.
wide receivers have to think about, right?
Yeah.
What makes Jamar Chase good? Well, you can put him anywhere.
Sure.
He can play in the slot. He can play outside the numbers. Those guys are tough,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even these bigger guys that you don't get used to playing in the slot. I mean, for Calvin Johnson, the best you could do with him is switch release him,
Mm-hmm.
let him get inside.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to line up there
Mm-hmm.
where you'd think, oh man, he's got a two-way go. You can't touch those guys for 5 yards. This should be stealing. And Tyreek Hill made hay
Mm-hmm.
playing inside the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Even though you typically think of the super fast guys being
Put him on the
outside the
outside,
numbers.
just run by guys.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, it's not those are the things that you have to those are the things that you have to think about. What is my versatility within this offense?
And then you add in the wrinkle that we talked about at the very end there. All right, what is the strength of not just my receivers or tight ends, but then how does that mesh with the strength of what I think my offensive line is, right?
It's how you're putting the roster together, you know?
Right? Because you think, I mean, most people think the offensive line is a strength, which is great, but I think most people also agree run blocking is ahead of pass blocking at this point for this
Yeah.
particular group, right?
Yeah.
Especially like you look at Pritchett, you look at Spindler, you look at Latovsky, like those are all guys that you think of, hey, they're more road graders than they are pass protectors at this point. Not to say that they won't be good at both at some point, right? So you go
comment in the stream, right? Not to cut you off, but to
no, go ahead.
accentuate what you're saying. If you believe, the comment is, I don't believe we have TE2, a tight end two that is an inline guy. Let's say, whether I agree with that or not, let's say it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So then on a smaller scale, the discussion goes, all right, if I want to get in 12 personnel, is that where I use Teddy? Is that where
Like
I
a
use
jumbo
my
set?
next?
My
It's
next
not.
tackle.
Yeah, but it's not even. So it's not really jumbo
Okay.
in terms of personnel.
Okay.
It's jumbo because he's bigger than a normal
Then a
tight
two.
end.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
So you're
argue
not
with
doing
the
like a
semantics, but
13
like
personnel.
that would be jumbo.
Right. But you're doing like a 12, which is a tackle at
Yeah, you're just
tight
it's
as
just
the second
another
tight end.
it's just a tackle playing
Okay.
tight end.
Okay.
Sure, it's bigger,
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
but if you don't think you have if they have listen, if all of a sudden Ingerson develops
Mm-hmm.
where he's ready to play on Thursday night in Kansas City, that alleviates your concern on whether you need to
Play a
put
tackle at the other tight end spot.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So
So that's the part where Markway's injury hurts.
correct.
Is hey, I feel good about having a second inline tight end
That can also be a good pass catcher.
that
It
doesn't tip our hand.
It keeps you balanced.
That doesn't tip our hand.
So now, but if you do think you have a pretty good TE2
Mm-hmm.
that can handle inline and be an off-ball guy, and you can put him in move,
Yeah.
and you're uncomfortable that he is not playing. So, because here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have done? And it's a good problem to have. I just use it to spark your thought. What would you do if Markway is healthy, Lindemeyer is healthy, and you have three really, really good wide receivers? Do you know what you're not doing? You're not going empty.
No.
One of those guys is going to be off the field sometimes.
Yeah. And you're going to be uncomfortable about it.
You hope so.
Yeah.
You hope that
if all those guys are who we think they can be, then you're uncomfortable one of them's not on the field.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the different way to look at being capable in multiple at different positions.
Because let's say in that situation, you're like, okay, well, I decide I don't really want Barney outside the numbers.
Like, are we at our best when player X and player Y are on the field at the same time?
Yeah.
Those are the things that OCs have to think about. There were packages that we would run, and sometimes it helped us, sometimes it hurt us, right? Where you'd want Keenan Cotton in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'd want him, but he could play outside the numbers too.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're in, 20 personnel and we're playing with three wide receivers, are we playing a matchup or we putting him outside the numbers?
Yeah.
Right? Or a couple years ago, you had two really good tight ends with Spady and Christian Jones, right? Mm-hmm. Where both these guys, and so there would be these debates. Okay, if Christian and Spady are both in the game in this personnel grouping, who's coming to the bench? Well, 2 years ago, it would have been Keenan.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, how good do we feel about that?
I would say, yeah, I don't feel good about putting Keenan on the bench.
So sometimes offenses, that's the game within the game. Another good example defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we really like these guys on the field from a personnel standpoint. Can we, if we get into let's say big nickel, how hurt are we by not having this player on the field? Right? If I play with an extra DB.
So let's say you really like your linebackers, but you feel like you need to play with an extra DB on the field. How good do you feel? How good do you feel taking Shavers off the field?
Yeah.
Would be the example for Nebraska, right?
100%.
Which, me personally, don't feel good about taking Shavers off the field.
Just had the conversation last week when we start to insert nickel. We pulling one of our better second level guys off? Are we pulling a D lineman off and having that second level guy go put his hand in the dirt? Do we bring in somebody altogether different as a really good fifth DB?
Yeah.
Those kinds of things matter. And when you're trying to personnel it, because those guys have headsets too.
Yeah.
Hey, 17, 6, 4 in the game. Right? Or that's not 17 anymore. It's 2. 2, 6, and 4 in the game.
Yeah.
Right? Those are 3 receivers. If I have 2 backs in the backfield, am I in 20 personnel? Or is Bonner can he act like a tight end?
Yeah.
Can he be a move H-back?
Yeah.
The guys upstairs on defense will say, hey, I want to know personnel groupings.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 4's out, 85's in.
Mm-hmm.
4's out, 44's in. 44's out, 10 is in. Those are the things that happen real time when you're trying to get your defense aligned to what offenses are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So offensively, that's where the whole positionless thing came from.
Right.
It's not rocket science, right? You want
just trying to make it difficult.
That's why he calls Buddha a cheat code, right? If Buddha can fit in the run game and base personnel
and cover,
you
just don't have to worry about taking him off the field.
I'm not as worried about whether I need to be in big, small, weak nickel or dime. I'm not. I got a hybrid guy that I don't have to take off the field. Like, that's ultimately what you want to do. That's why I said, losing a guy like Bullock is interesting because now the job that one guy was doing, maybe two guys do. Maybe like Watson Trent in one area or Shavers in another or Bowers in one, and you want another athletic type to go with Buddha in another or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it looks like, yeah.
But
let's say you like Shavers on a pass rushing down, you like Watson Trent on a running down or a down you think that they're going to try and run because he fits better, and then you want to find
do you know why you want McCullough to be able to stop the run if he's playing Jack? Because he only has 4 career sacks.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't want to pigeonhole a guy unless in that stage in development, that's just how you have to use him.
Yeah.
Right? If
like James Williams last year in his stage of development, that's how you had to use him.
Did you listen to because Tony White was sounding off on one of his pressers about his team's effort.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, they just booted a guy who apparently I think Hussey was fighting his coach. I don't know.
Yeah.
He got
what was that guy's name?
Got to get got.
Yeah, he got the gate.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at things like that, it's like, okay, when James Williams comes into the game, is it only going to be on 3rd and long or obvious pass rushing situations? Because don't think that the offense doesn't know that.
I mean, that's how it was last year, right? I mean, that's how it was in Nebraska with James Williams.
So one of the first things that T.Y. said about James is he's just so much better against the run now.
Yeah.
And believe me, guys, I don't know. Do you want to be a guy that is just known for blank?
I don't think so.
I think the older you get, the more you're probably okay. If I'm Kobe White and I know I'm coming off the bench, to get buckets as the 6th scorer with the second group, okay.
You kind of accept your role, know your role, own your role
as a pro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to I don't want to just be a 3rd down back in college.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be a 1st down and 2nd down back in college.
No, you want to feel like you can play whenever, wherever.
I don't even know if I want to do that in the league, right? Like if I'm Vince Wilfork, I don't want to have to come out on pass rushing downs.
Yeah.
But if that's where I'm at in this stage of my career and this is what I do well.
Yeah.
But the younger you are, we're a little more open to what
possibilities, right?
What we can actually do versus
if
you get older and you're getting paid to do it and somebody just tells you to do it.
And you're kind of just like, hey, if I haven't, I mean, maybe.
You think pass catching tight ends just want to be pass catching tight ends?
Yeah, some of them.
I don't know. It sure did piss Kittle off.
Yeah, Kittle's a little different though.
He's not the only one.
No, but I don't know. Do you look at
and Kittle became pretty complete in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
Talk to Laporta about being just a pass catching tight end.
So that's a good example. Yeah, Laporta's a good example.
Yeah, he's not trying to hear it.
No. But I do wonder, how much did Antonio Gates care?
Why did Fant change his body type?
Yeah.
He wanted to stay on the field more as an every down tight end.
For sure. Yeah.
So, you always kind of want to be that guy.
Yeah, I do wonder. It is interesting when you kind of accept a certain version of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
at what point in your career?
I'm just a shooter.
Yeah.
You think guys like that?
No, I tried to work on my ball handling. I was bad at it, but I tried.
Right.
You know what I mean? I understood that if I could play a point guard position, I actually was going to get to play more.
And you're more valuable. And you're harder in people's game plans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that we think are pretty good, like the perception is. But when it comes down to actually game planning them,
not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Because you know what they're going to do.
Yeah. It's not that hard. When this guy's in the game.
You'd rather face a really good, versatile player.
Give me one-dimensional every day that ends in Y. Why am I terrified as a coordinator with Max Clark being a move guy for North?
You know what to do with him.
I don't know what to do with him.
So
I know he's a really good player. Yeah. And do I have to treat him like a number 3 coming out of the backfield in this coverage? Is he an inline tight end where he's a natural 2? if he's in the game, can they put him in their bunch sets? Like you have to match personnel sometimes.
So if you're a defense coordinator in the NFL, you say, hey, I'd rather try and, I don't know if this is the right example, so tell me if I'm wrong. I'd rather try and game plan for Tyreek Hill than Deebo Samuel.
That's a really, I'm splitting hairs, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it's extreme example.
Because I don't want either one of those guys in the open field.
Right.
And they're gonna they can start from in between the hashes. But if Deebo can be in the backfield,
Tyreek's probably
or
good at
one, or line up as an H back and get an inside handoff, like that's hard. You put Deebo on high alert. He compromises your defense.